Okay, let me open it up, and of course it takes away the game, because why wouldn't it? Alright, here we go. Someone's gonna have to teach me how to like get it to not do that at some point. No, because like anytime that I start streaming, when you're streaming on YouTube, you can pick a game that you're playing, and when you do, it'll lock that in so that when people are looking for streams that are of that game, they can go into YouTube and look for that game specifically, and your content will show up on there. But when you select a game before you start the stream, and then start the stream, it like removes the game that you selected. So I have to go back into it and re-add it there. I don't know why it does that, but it does that sometimes. But we are streaming now, so I'm gonna get the URL. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put a ping. One more ping. There. So, this is Bloom's session 0.
Hello.
Okay, so Bloom, you live in a village in Astria, which is called Oranai. So this, here, let me also screen share on this. Well, you know what? Are you able to have the live stream open?
Yes.
Can you see the live stream right now?
Like on YouTube or in Discord?
On YouTube.
Yes, I can see it on YouTube.
Okay, good. So this is the Kingdom of Estria, like this little section up here. This whole area is all like Estrian territory. Now, the main Kingdom of Estria obviously is this big one with the big wall. Oh, hey Connor. So this is the big one with the big wall. That's actually Estria. To the left, here, or to the west, this is Fort von Strahd, which is where the academy is, which is where you guys will be going to. And then straight south from there, in this little forest brush, is the village of Oranai, which is where you're staying. So to get a closer look at Oranai, this is the full map of your village. So, let me take a second to mark certain people as present. So we have Connor, Cazador, and Wade. Connor, Cazador, Wade, and obviously Blue. Okay. Meme and my internet not let me see live stream. RIP. RIP internet. Not the fish emoji. Okay, anyway. Here we go. So you are now in your home, Your home, if you look in the map, the very top left, the second home in the top left is yours. This is your family's house. Now, your father is an instructor at the Temple of Oron to teach the mystics. Now, they're not the high priest, they're just an instructor, like a teacher. And your mother is a help at the herb hut. They help with like working with plants and tending to the gardens. These green squares that you see on the lake, essentially what these are is on the top of the lake are these little constructs that float on the surface of the lake. In the center of these constructs is a little mini garden, and the roots of those gardens go directly into the lake. So they're like little floating mini gardens that just kind of like drift on the top of the lake on the left side of the lake. Makes sense?
Makes sense.
Good. So in your town, or in your village, you guys have a lot of fishing, you have a lot of herbology going on, and you have also instruction at the temple for learning how to do the healing magic. Inside the temple also is the temple trials, and for the Temple of Oron, people can go by themselves into the temple, into the trials, and attempt to get into the innermost chamber. So in the innermost chamber of a temple, you will know that that is where you can make contact with a celestial. Depending on which temple you're in, will determine which celestial you make contact with. But essentially, they work like the same way that we can do a video chat. It's pretty much the same concept. You can do like a video chat with a celestial in the celestial plane. So, but with magic instead of with computers. So, you also know that there's a lot of different nice, delicious kinds of foods present at the at your village. There's because they have so many different kinds of plants. They also have some imports. Some things are imported from other places in Estria, and you guys have a pretty much a full stock of it. You have a really nice life here at Oronai. So, you wake up. Both your mother and father are out and doing their work, as their job. Which, for the record, all jobs are volunteer, right? Like nobody gets paid to do anything. Everybody just does their job for the sake of contributing to the kingdom, for the sake of helping each other and providing for each other. So there is no money. So whenever you need something, you just go to the place that has that thing and they give it to you. Now, obviously, they will manage their resources, so they're not going to give you their entire stock of something, but they will give you some of what you need. Make sense?
Yes.
Good. So you wake up in your home. It's in the morning time. And today, you have been scheduled in to go to the temple and attempt the temple trials. Now, you don't have to go there at a specific time, but the high priest of the temple is at the temple and ready, waiting for you to come do your trials. Now, you are allowed to explore the village and go places wherever you want to go. I'm just letting you know, like, your quest marker, if there was one, would be at the temple. But you can go anywhere. So if you want to go and talk to, for example, if you wanted to go and talk to your mother, you would know that you would find her at the herb hut. If you want to talk to your father, he would be at the temple, but not at the place where you would go into the innermost trial, into the chamber trials. So you can go talk to either one of your parents, you can talk to other people around the village, you can visit literally any place on the map. So take a look at the map, and I'll send it to you in a DM so you have like a better visual. So here's your map. So go ahead and let me know what you would like to do when you wake up.
I would like to go to storehouse.
To the storehouse?
Yes.
Okay. So the storehouse is a place where, for example, once they harvest a bunch of wheat and turn it into grain, they would store that grain at the storehouse. It's kind of like a storage unit, like a place where they continuously gather supplies. So like if they have any extra meats or any extra herbs or just any supplies that are mostly food and water related, it would be found at the storehouse. So that way they have a means to feed everyone in case of emergencies and stuff like that. So you go to the storehouse. What would you like to do there?
I look for someone who works there.
Okay, so you see a Sadea, which is like a spider-like humanoid, and she's and he's using his his many hands to pick up and move things and rearrange things and kind of maintain the organization of the shelves and the stock that they have. You can also see that there are lots of webs all over the shelves to they're covering the shelves and covering the products so that they hold in place and nobody can take them. So this gentleman noticed let me get my dice. Where's my dice? There they are. So let me roll his perception check. Oh, he does not wand on the perception check. Okay. But he doesn't know that you're approaching at all.
Hmm.
He doesn't notice you at all.
I touch him on his arm.
On his what?
On his arm to notice me. Shoulder. Shoulder.
Okay. I heard something completely different. I was like, hold up. Okay. Well, he kind of jumps, when somebody startles you. He jumps up. It's like, oh, hello.
Hello. I'm sorry to. I'm so sorry to scare you. Do you have some extra berries?
Berries. Whew. Man, that was terrifying. Okay. Yes, we do. What kind did you want? Boggy berries?
Buggy berries. Yes.
Yeah, I can give you some boggy berries, sure. And he's gonna go to a shelf and pick up a little thing of boggy berries, and he's gonna give you 4 boggy berries. So, boggy berries are a tart flavor, and they usually are used for making either jellies or to put into a pie. So, in your inventory on your character sheet, I'm gonna write boggy berries, and I'm gonna put the 4 just so you can see a format for how you would normally write down these things. And I'm gonna put the description. Okay. So you see your inventory section?
Yes.
Okay, so I've added the boggy berries there. Here you go. Here's some boggy berries. Can I help you with anything else?
No, but I'm still sorry for scaring you, Seal.
Oh, it's fine. It happens sometimes. Sometimes I get so focused on my work that I just completely ignore everything around me. Well, have a nice day. If there's nothing else, I'll see you around.
Stay see you around. And I lived then.
Okay. So you exit the storehouse. So where would you like to go next?
I think I'm going to temple this.
To the temple?
Yes.
Okay.
The trials.
Alright, so in the temple, I will bring up the image of the first floor on the screen. Boom. Boom. Alright, so inside the temple. You walk in. So you walk in and you enter into this room on the bottom. This little mini square room. The only way to go is straight ahead, but you've been in here before, so you know how this temple is designed. You know that these two rooms at the bottom are just long hallways that have two big statues of Oron set up there. Oron is the celestial of this temple. He is known as the celestial of healing and restoration. You know that in this room on the left is like the instructor's room. Like this is where people go to practice and learn how to cast healing spells and how to do things like that. For the peace of the kingdom. That's so funny. Okay, so you go in here. If there's like lessons that you want to learn and for instructors and all that stuff. So your father would be in this room teaching. The high priest would be in this room on the right, where there was a statue of Sayuki, who is the priestess of the celestial pantheon. She is a character that everybody would know of as far as people from Oronai, because she is a mystic who went on to travel the world and visit multiple temples, in fact, pretty much all the temples that exist, and she's met pretty much all the celestial pantheon and has been blessed by all of them. So, she's a very, like, famous person, and she's out traveling the world at the moment. So, this little thing here, this is the staircase that goes up and that leads you to the second floor, which is where the trials are. So, you also know that in the back, this room here is a big cafeteria and like lounge area. And the top left is like a female's dormitory, and the top right is a male's dormitory, where like a lot of people that are students will stay at the temple and practice every day. So they have like little rooming for these people who can like anyway, so you make it to the inside of the temple. Where would you like to go?
To the second floor.
Okay, so you go straight in. You just go straight for business. You go straight into the room where you see the high priest waiting for you. And the high priest, his name is Aurelius. So Aurelius is like, "Hello, Bloom. Are you ready for your trials?"
Yes, I am.
I'm very excited to see the results of your trials, so just know that you have as much time as you need. You can pace yourself and take as long as you need. I will be here waiting for you to return. And if you feel like you are not able to continue, then you are more than welcome to come back out, get some more training from the instructors, and then try again. So, whenever you're ready, head up the stairs and enter.
I'd head up the stairs.
Okay. So you go up the stairs, and then you end up seeing that you're in a small little room that looks like this. Hi, Arbizik. Okay, so if I also say random things like that, it's because I'm talking to the chat in the stream. I don't know who Arbizik is, but hello. So, we see this this room, right? You see where you are on the screen? Okay. So the gray square is the top of the staircase. Directly in front of you, as you come off the staircase, is a blue waystone. Now, a waystone is a magical artifact, a magical device that when you touch it and apply magic to it, it will teleport you to the other side. And basically, waystones come in pairs of 2, and the 2 stones are connected to each other by magic. So when you touch one and apply magic to it, it will transport you to the other one. So you have a blue waystone in front of you and a purple waystone at the top of the room.
I don't have any magic sleep.
So, you can also know, or if you want to, you can roll a perception check, I should say. Either perception or arcana, either one of those 2 things.
Got a 1.
What's that?
I got a 1 in perception.
A 1? Oof. Well, you don't see nothing. You think you're in a room, but you're not quite sure. You could be. So I can kind of probably play this up as when your character enters the top of the staircase and you enter the first room of the trials, your nerves kind of hit you and you kind of just like lose focus for a second. You just kind of like get really nervous and you just kind of like your nerves get the hold of you, so you don't really pay attention to what's in the room. So, what would you like to do?
I don't have any magic so I can't.
You don't need you don't need a spell to use a waystone. What happens is that if you touch it and you just kind of like spend mana, like you expend your fatigue, it'll teleport you. So it's an item that costs. It's like an item, not a spell.
So I touch this wavestone.
Which one? The blue one or the purple one?
Blue one.
Okay. Okay. And then. Are you gonna apply magic to it?
I'm going to apply magic.
There we go. Okay, so go ahead and expend 2 fatigue. So go to your character sheet and add 2 points of fatigue onto your fatigue meter.
Add it?
Hit enter, so you can. Because right now it still says you're editing. There you go. So when you add 2 points of fatigue, you want to keep the equals 0 in front of it, and you just add +2. You see the formula now?
Yes.
So it has the equals 0. You want to keep that equals 0 at all times, and then you just add or subtract as you need. Or you just like remove the numbers besides 0. So the 0 always stays there. So yeah, you did it. You have 2 fatigue. So since you used the blue waystone, you now are in. Let me find it. Ah, here it is. You have now entered into this room. So you enter in from the blue waystone, and then you see 2 other waystones. You see a red waystone and a green waystone.
I touch the red one and apply magic.
The red one? Okay.
Good.
So, for the red one, you would end up in this room. So there's another pink waystone at the other corner of the room, and then there's also a pedestal at the center of the room against the wall.
I go to this.
Okay. So, there's a plaque on the pedestal that has an inscription that's written in Mystic, which you are able to read because you can speak Mystic. Speaking of which, I need to add that to your character sheet. You can speak Mystic.
Hmm?
Okay.
I did it. What's wrote there?
Okay, so the inscription says, "When the heart is full of grace, darkness will have no place. Give it your all, the light will shine, and lead you where you want to find." And on top of this pedestal is a little stone.
I take it and look at it. Look at it.
Mm-hmm. So, if you want to try to identify what kind of stone it is, you can do a nature check. Or if you want to see if it has any magical properties, you can roll an arcana check.
I look at Arcana check.
Okay.
18 plus 20. You know.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
super.
you said a 20?
Yes.
Okay. So you definitely know that this rock that you have in your hands has magical properties. And the properties that it has is solar magic. So while you have this stone in your hand, you know that channeling your magic through this stone would enable you to use solar magic.
I'm going to the pink gravestone and touch it and apply magic.
Okay. So you are now in a room in which you cannot see. It is completely dark, pitch black.
I remember that I have this stone and tries to use solar magic.
Okay. What are you trying to do with the solar magic?
To lighten up this room.
Okay. So you would know that being able to do that is by just channeling magic through the stone. The same way that you channel magic through the waystones to activate them, you can channel magic into this stone and activate it. So the question comes though, how much mana do you apply? So how much fatigue are you going to spend to get the rock to light up?
Or I going to apply 4 mana to it. I think that's how I.
Full mana, so like the rest of your mana bar of 11?
No, I 4. 4.
Oh, 4. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes.
Expend 4 points. No. So remember what I said, you want to add to it. So right now you see the formula, it says equals 0 plus 2.
Yes.
So when you hit enter, go ahead and edit that cell, right? So go into that. And then you're going to put plus 4 at the end of that formula. So go in and put plus 4. And then hit enter. There you go, perfect. Exactly like that. You got it. So that's how you edit your fatigue meter. So you apply 4 points of fatigue to expend mana and invest it into this stone that you picked up. And you see for a moment that the stone kind of like gives a little bit of a glimmer, but it doesn't really light up.
I apply again 4 mana. I try to light up this room and apply 4 mana into this.
Okay. So go ahead and hit enter when you're ready. Okay. So you again apply 4 mana into this stone, and it also does another glimmer, but it doesn't light up. It kind of just like it shines for a second and then goes back to being dull.
Any mana? So I'm applying more mana now, and let's say 7.
Okay. So you have 10 fatigue currently. Your maximum is 13. So you can apply 7, and what you'll do is you're going to reset your fatigue back to 0 and carry over the excess, right? So 3 points would bring you to your maximum, right? So you have 4 points left over. So you're going to reset your fatigue meter to 4. So it's going to say 0 equals 0 plus 4. And then at the levels of exhaustion on the right, you're going to accumulate 1 level of exhaustion. So you applied 7 mana to this stone this time. And this time, it kind of like lights up for a split second, or like a second, but not too bright. You only see like in a small little area around you. But then shortly after, it kind of just goes back to being dull, and the light goes out. For that moment that you see around you, you do see a red waystone where you are standing, and then you see a wall, like there's 2 walls, so you can tell that you're in a corner of a room, but that's all you can tell. You didn't see anything else. Do you want to roll a history check?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
One. It's with my luck today!
Okay. Well, you don't even remember what you had for breakfast, so. But I will tell you this, that the hint to how to do this is written in the plaque in the previous room. So if you remember what the plaque said, then you might have a better chance.
So I'm going to that. I know, like, there's a wavestone behind me because I like go at. So I'm touching the wavestone again to be in this
in the
room that I came from.
Okay. So you're back in this room. And you see the pedestal with the plaque. Also expend 2 points of fatigue to use the waystone.
Once again, I'm going to read what on this pedestal.
Okay. Oh yeah, you also gain. So whenever you gain 1 level of exhaustion, you gain 1 point of stress. By the way, so you have 1 point of stress. The 1 level of exhaustion, the first level of exhaustion just halves your movement speed, so you're moving a little bit slower than you normally would. But that's all that does for now. The plaque says, "When the heart is full of grace, darkness will have no place. Give it your all, the light will shine, and lead you where you want to find."
Once again, I'm going to this dark room. I'm touching this pink stone again.
Okay.
And as I'm in this room, I'm going to use.
Well, use your
13.
2. Okay. First, do 2 fatigue for using the waystone, and then you're going to put 13 into the stone. So that would put you at 8 fatigue and 1 more level of exhaustion, which will then also incur 1 extra point of stress, which brings you to stress level 1. Now, your second level of exhaustion is going to give you disadvantage on ability checks, and your speed is halved. And then your first level of stress subtracts all of your rolls, attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws by 1. So nothing too crazy yet, but you're starting to feel like a little stressed out. But yeah, so you go into the room and you expend 13 points of mana into the stone, and the stone lights up and it holds its light this time, and the whole room is lit up. And now you can see the room, and in the center of this room, I'm going to put it up on the screen. So you can see this room, and the room is just a huge open room, and there's a tall pedestal in the center of the room.
I'm going up to this pedestal.
Okay. So at the top of this pedestal is like a little slot that it looks like it can hold an object.
I give it this small solar stone.
Okay, so you give it the stone. So when you place this stone into the pedestal's slot, the kind of pedestal kind of like the weight of the stone pushes down a bit. A mechanism goes to hold and lock the stone in place, and then it pulls it down a little bit more, and it brings it into a position in the pedestal that causes the light to be more concentrated, and a beam of light shines at a specific part of the wall. When that beam of light hits the wall, a secret hallway becomes revealed. It opens up, and now there's a little hallway that is at the end of this room on the left side.
I'm going into this hallway.
Okay, the hallway is a dead end, but at the end of the hallway is another plaque on the wall. And on this plaque, there's the image, an engraved image on this plaque of a golden water droplet.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no inscription, it's just a golden water droplet.
Mm-hmm.
Futuristic.
Can I touch this image?
Uh-huh.
Did something happen?
No.
Can I apply magic to it?
You can.
So I apply 1 mana to it.
Okay, how much would you like to apply?
1.
1 mana? Okay.
Yes.
Well, nothing happens. And if you want to roll an Arcana check, you can see if something is supposed to happen or not. So you do have skill checks that you can rely on, whether they're history checks or Arcana checks. Like you can always use skill checks before you try things to see what information you can, infer from things.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you like to make a check?
I like. I roll at 16.
Or which kind of check?
For this, how?
Which kind?
How about this call?
The Arcana? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay. So Arcana check of 16 will tell you that this plaque does take some kind of mana, but not the kind of mana that you can apply.
Mm-hmm. Can I still take this stone from this pedestal?
No, the stone is locked in place on the pedestal. You would have to break the mechanism that's holding it in place to extract the stone from it.
I'm going back to this pink pedestal and touch it.
Okay. You transport, for 2 fatigue, you transport back to the previous room.
And I'm going to touch this red one.
Okay, so for 2 fatigue, you transport back, and that accumulates your 3rd level of exhaustion. Which is going to give you disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. And it also accumulates 1 more point of stress.
I'm going to touch the green one next.
Okay, so 2 fatigue for the green one. So, entering into this room, you are at the green pedestal, green waystone. You see across the room at the other corner is a golden waystone. And you see that there is like a fountain of water on the wall. Let me, I had an image for this, but I don't remember where I put it. So let me find it. Okay, it won't take that long, but here it is, I got it. So you see this little like fish pond, this indoor fish pond that I have up on this.
I look inside it.
Well,
I look inside
before you do it, just you see the image that I have up right now?
Yes.
Okay, so imagine something like this, but without fish, and you see that little waterfall at the top, like this little waterfall here.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine if it's not there, but the entire wall is a waterfall that pours into the water. So that's what you see for that. But There's also a plaque on the wall that's like sticking out of the waterfall. And in addition to the plaque, there is a little like water pitcher at the corner, just sitting on the corner of the rim of the water. So there is a plaque there. So if you look into it, the plaque reads, "The colors of the heart reveal your intent. If it's black, you're set on revenge. Some of you may be a liar or a cheat. A purple hue reveals deceit. A well of anger some of you have. The red will paint your wrath. But truly the scenario of the best case is the golden visage of your grace."
Can I read it again?
It says, "The colors of the heart reveal your intent. If it's black, you're set on revenge. Some of you may be a liar or a cheat. A purple hue reveals deceit. A well of anger some of you have. The red will paint your wrath. But truly, the scenario of the best case is the golden visage of your grace."
Can I touch this water?
You can touch the water.
I touch the water.
The water has a nice, soothing feel to it. Feels like water. It feels wet.
You said there were a water catcher, right?
Yeah, there's a water pitcher, like a little, kind of like it's like a jug, but with a handle, right? So you can, it's like the kind of thing that you would see people pour water out of.
So I pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any water inside?
There is no water in the pitcher, but there is water in the fountain.
I pour the water into this pitcher from this waterfall.
Okay. It fills up. You now have a pitcher of water. Would you like to make any skill checks?
Do I can't any?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay.
Hmm.
Oops.
I like from this picture I pull. How do I sell this? I pull out the water from this pitcher.
You said you're pouring the water out from the pitcher, and
Yes.
are you pouring it back into the water fountain?
Yes.
Okay, so you empty the pitcher of water into the water fountain. Did you want to make any skill checks though?
And I roll Arcana check
Yeah.
or not
Yeah, you can. What would you like to roll an Arcana check on?
on this waterfall.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your Arcana check.
Eight.
Is it 8 plus your 4, or is it 4 plus your 4?
4+4.
Okay. So you can tell that there's some kind of enchantment on the water, but you can't quite tell what it is. But you know that there's like some kind of magical effect that you can use with this water.
There it is.
I used 1 mana for. I touched the water and used 1 mana.
Okay. So you touch the water up and subtract one fatigue, so add 1 point of fatigue to your fatigue meter. You touch the water and you apply magic, and the water begins to glow a golden color.
I take this pitcher and take this golden water.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to touch this green waypoint.
The green one? Okay, so two
Yeah, green
fatigue
one.
goes. So for 2 fatigue, you head back to the green room, which is this one, I think. Yeah. Wait, no, sorry, it's this one. So you go here.
I'm touching the red one.
Okay. 2 fatigue to the red one. Welcome back. Hi, Kotelli.
And I touch this pink one.
Okay, 2 fatigue for that. And you're back in the soulstone room, the light stone with the hallway.
I'm going to this hallway and tell at this what golden droplet of water.
So So you're saying you're going to the plaque of the golden water droplet, and you're gonna
Yes.
put golden water on the plaque.
Repeat. Can you repeat?
So you go up to the golden water droplet plaque. What are you doing with it?
I pour golden water on it.
Okay. Nothing happens.
So this don't work.
Eating popcorn sound. So you do remember that there is one more room that you haven't visited yet.
So I'm touching the pink one wavestone, then red one, then green one, then golden one.
Okay. Okay, so are you gonna refill the water jug as you pass through the green room?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is 8. So I can do this. And I have
Okay, so the 4th level of exhaustion brings you to another level of stress. So the 4th level of exhaustion gives you it reduces your AP generation by half, which is fine because you're not in combat. But the 2nd level of exhaustion subtracts all of your attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws by 2. And you also will start having nightmares when you're trying to long rest, which basically says that any restoration that you would get from a long rest is cut in half. So normally when you would recover to full HP and recover all of your fatigue, nightmares kind of disrupt your sleep and make you restless. So you kind of only gain half of a benefit from long resting. Okay, so you are now in the golden room. In this room, all you see is the gold waystone, the 2nd gold waystone, and at the back of the room is this really huge tree. And this tree has these purple flowers that are blooming off of it, but it's the flowers are not on the tree. The flowers are kind of on a vine that's wrapped around the tree. So that's how this works. So what would you like to do?
I'm going to this tree.
Mm-hmm.
Can I put a half of this golden water on it?
Yeah, you can pour golden water on the tree. So, do you pour the golden water on the tree?
Yes.
Okay. So as you pour the golden water on the tree begins to emit a golden hue. And when it does, it releases a pulse of magic. Right? So this pulse of magic ends up replenishing you. So you remove all levels of stress, you remove all levels of exhaustion, and you recover all of your fatigue and your health. And you also feel a bit supercharged. You feel like now there's a different type of mana that's stored in your body at this moment. So you can feel like a secondary mana. So what I'm going to so yeah, that's it. You have a new type of mana that you didn't have before, but you also know that it's temporary.
Okay, so I'm touching the golden one, touching the green one, touching the red one, touching the pink one against the.
Okay. So you're back in the room with the hallway at the end.
I'm going to this.
To the golden plaque.
Lovely drop of. I'm going to this lovely golden droplet.
Uh-huh.
And I'm touching it.
Okay. And do you apply anything to it when you touch it?
I apply 1 mana of this unknown magic.
So you release the new mana that you've obtained, and it transfers into the golden plaque. The golden plaque begins to light up, and it transports you into a new room. You are now at the innermost chamber. So this room you see on the screen is the floor has like a stage almost, but the entire stage is made out of a material called celestite, which is essentially crystallized stardust. And you teleport into the room, standing at the center of this platform. And if you look straight up, you can see the entire ceiling is also made out of this material. And the ceiling material and the platform that you're standing on begins to light up, and magic pulses in and out of it. And eventually, through the ceiling, it kind of changes its visage, and you can see through the ceiling as if it was a window looking into the celestial plane. And on the other side of this window is a celestial. His name is Oron, and you can recognize him from the statues. So, Oron has a gentle voice that he speaks with, and he says, "Hello, Bloom. I'm very excited that you made it to my chamber."
I kneel before him and say, "Good morning. Good morning, Oron."
Good morning.
So what party did I walk into today?
We are in the middle of Bloom's session 0. She is currently entering the temple's innermost chamber and meeting a celestial for the first time.
Okay. Can I interrupt for 2 seconds?
Okay. We are also
campaign
live.
related.
Yeah, we're also live, so if you want to say something, make sure it's good.
Hello, everybody. Don't worry,
Hello.
I'm feeling very PG today. I literally just I have to work for the next 3 days, so I have to put on my my customer service face. I was gonna say that I have sort of a fixed schedule for the most part.
Okay.
Coming from my boss. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She has said that the only 2 days I am always going to be guaranteed to work will be Wednesday and Thursday. Okay.
Okay.
Aside from that, the only other time I'll ever be on the schedule is if she needs me there, and it'll normally be a Friday, unless that changes.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, that being said, the only time, aside from those days, I am not available is if I am with my girlfriend, because she's very important to me. So,
right.
Other than that, if I see a session and I see an announcement and I can be here, I will be here.
Yay.
Okay.
Good.
So I don't know if that helps at all, but I'm trying to work around with it as I can.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. So.
Also, when you get the chance, I hope you watch that clip I sent you.
Oh yeah, I saw that you sent it to me. I do have to watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I will.
I'll make it super quick. TLDR, hard mode boss, non-solo.
Nice.
Because I now break over 100,000 defense.
Nice. All right. Well, I will watch it as soon as we're done with this campaign session.
Yeah. I apologize. I'm
all
here
good.
to listen too. So.
Yay! All right. So, for everyone who doesn't know that's watching, this is Lumi. He's going to be playing a character named Ix, and that's going to be in a future episode. Anyway,
Yep.
What else speak now?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be
I
the
mean, you guys
enigma
can always
that
speak.
nobody understands.
Oh, we can always. All right, I was
Yeah.
just staying quiet for
Yeah, no,
just
yeah.
respect.
Yeah, exactly. You guys can always speak, but also be mindful that we are in mid-session, so it's like you can comment and say things with your voice if you want to, but this is going to be Bloom's session. Bloom, also, when you enter into the presence of Oron, you feel all of your hunger, your thirst, your fatigue, like everything is also restored, and you're pretty much made completely whole just by being in his presence. And
That's why I stopped.
he's going to say, Bloom, I have been watching you and your progression through your studies, through your trials, and I've been very pleased in your mindset and attitude. And so, to reward you for not only making it to the innermost chamber to meet me, but I will reward you for your good heart. So I would allow you to ask of me 2 things.
Did I pass this trial?
Yes. So what he's saying is that you get to ask him for 2 favors. You can ask him to give you 2 things. Or do 2 things for you. Like, you get two requests from Oron.
Do I have to now what I want I have to tell now, or I can't use them in future?
Now, because once you leave the temple, then you won't have the audience with Oron. So you do have to ask him for 2 things up front. Now, as a DM, I will also say there is a way that you can continue to ask for things in the future, and that is if you've requested for a bond with Oron, where you can speak with him even when you're not in the temple, then you could, but that would take up one of your favors, and I think that would probably be a good idea to do in the first place. But you can choose whatever you want to choose. You get, it's pretty much asking for like 2 features that you want from him, or 2, just 2 things that you want him to do for you.
I would like to, this feature that I can talk to him. And in any time with Oron. That what you say? What did you say?
Okay, so you would like to have a bond with me, that you may speak with me freely. I will add that to you. And you see him kind of like send a wave of magic out from the celestial window and into the room, which then ends up swirling around you and being absorbed into you. And this ends up establishing a bond between you and the celestial healing Oron. So now, from this point forward, if you roll a religion check with a DC of 11, you can then consult with Oron and talk to him for a brief time.
Mm-hmm.
And you still have one more thing. He's like, this is a very good thing to ask for, and I'm well pleased. You may ask me one more thing before you depart.
I have a cursed idea because no role was given as to what you could or could not technically ask for.
I mean,
So
it has
does
to be something that Oron can actually do.
Oh, I mean, yeah. It would still technically fall under that parameter. Technically.
I know, Neo.
Just request more more things. Because in technicality, you can still grant those.
Oh, it's a VR game.
Okay, so Bloom, what would you like to ask for?
I ask if I once, but only once, die, that I can be resurrected.
Okay.
Oh, I'm like dying from exhaustion, but I can be resurrected with like
All right.
some
I understand your
like
request.
one downfall. Can you do it? Do it?
Yes, I can do this for you. Now now more specifically, the mechanics of it, do you want this to be if you fail your death saves, or do you want it to be if you start rolling death saves?
If I start rolling.
Okay. If your HP reaches, no, if you start to roll death saving throws, you can consume this feature to resurrect with full HP, fatigue, and remove all. You know, I'll just put. You can resurrect with a full restoration, which means that everything is reset. Your character is back up 100%. So yeah. All right. Now, you may spend as much time in this room as you want, but I will no longer be fulfilling requests. But you may speak with me if you have anything you'd like to talk about. Or if you're ready to leave, you may exit.
Where do babies come from?
I don't.
You would be the one to ask that.
I don't have anything to say to you, Olan. Goodbye.
Very well. You may contact me anytime.
Ignore this.
So there is a door at the northern part of the room that leads to a purple waystone.
I'm going to touch this gravestone.
Okay. So you end up back in the first room where you came in up the stairs. So you see the staircase and you come in through that other waystone. So there was the blue waystone that you went in. This is the purple waystone that leads you back to that first room.
I could just touch this gravestone.
No, you, if you did, I'll tell you this. If you did touch this waystone, it was not active. So this waystone doesn't activate until after the celestial magic activates in the innermost chamber. So it would have done nothing if you tried to use this waystone. But I'm assuming you go back down the stairs.
Yes.
So,
Uh-huh.
one stupid comment. It's a whetstone. What else is it gonna do? Sharpen magic?
It's a waystone, not a whetstone.
Oh, Monster
I
Hunter
think it's a
terms.
whetstone, then.
Waystone is used for the same thing. Waystones were typically used for sharpening weapons and tools.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I thought you said whetstone then as well. I was going to say, what a whetstone? Who called it whetstone?
No, the only reason I thought whetstone was because I play too much Monster Hunter, and that's the term they use for waystone.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you exit the staircase, you come back down, and you're back in the room where you see Aurelius, the high priest, and he's there waiting for you. Aurelius can also sense the presence of the blessing of Oron on you, and he understands that you have succeeded your trials. And so he goes up to you and he puts out his hand in the gesture of a handshake. And he says, "Congratulations, Bloom, on your successful attempt at clearing the trials of the Temple of Oron."
He like claps his hand and you know how do I say this? Mm,
Take your time.
I'd like to take this time to point out in the mission that I'm in, someone's gamer tag is anime is life, and I'm totally for it.
Nice.
I know it's a unrelated topic, but you know, palate cleanser.
It would be funny if you said yes. Yeah, so you shake Aurelius's hand and he congratulates you, and then he says, "I feel we should throw a feast to celebrate. So, tonight we will all dine together in the lounge at the back of the temple. But for now, go and exit the temple. You may travel around the village and say hello to some people, and we'll gather everybody at the end of the night."
Here's a magical pencil as well.
okay, I leave the temple and go at wait, what was that? Into Herb Hut.
Okay, so you go to the herb hut. You see some NPCs there. You see. Okay, so you see a Algian, which is kind of like a. They're like a plant humanoid, but more specifically like a seaweed plant, like an aquatic life plant humanoid. And you also see your mother, and they're just kind of sitting down talking at the moment. Kind of looks like they're kind of like on a break.
I'm going up to my mother and shout, "Guess what?"
It's taking every ounce of every fiber in my being not to say chicken butt, but she's going to say, "Oh, Bloom, did you make it? Did you succeed?
Yes.
I'm so happy for you." She like gives you a huge hug, and then the Algian that's with her named Cope, he is also like, "Oh wow, that's actually so huge! Congratulations, Bloom. That's really big. Like, that's a huge accomplishment. You should be really proud of yourself."
I am proud.
He's gonna say, "You know what? To commemorate this, I'm gonna give you a gift." So, oh, it's in here. Here we go. He is going to give you a plant. And this plant is called Gravebane. So, in your inventory, I will write the name. I will put the thing here, and then I'll write the description.
Just gonna say, anything with the word grave and bane in the same sentence doesn't sound like something that should be considered a gift.
What do you mean?
Because, you know, the grave and bane, that just sounds like it's the bane of, I don't know. My brain. Because I hear Bane, I think of Batman, villain, and then I hear grave, and I'm like, oh, well, we know what graveyard means.
Oh, well, like, the term Bane is like the bane of my existence, right? So it's like, to say Bane is like the thing that like counters something, right? The
Hey,
thing
listen,
that would like
Coco,
defeat it.
you know why they close graveyards at nighttime, right?
No.
Because people are dying to get in.
Yeah, Naneo, you can join the VC. Naneo. But yeah, so Gravebane, and then he's going to explain. So Cope is talking when he gives you this gift, and he's going to say, "This is Gravebane. This is an herb that if you make this into a medicine, you can grind it into a paste, and if you use it as like apply it like a lotion to somebody who is dying, this will prevent their soul from leaving their body, and it will halt the death process, allowing the person more time to recover. And so it will stabilize a dying person."
They're like Harris song, but reversed.
Yeah. So this is my gift to you for your success. And then your mother's like, "Oh, Bloom, actually, I did hear that the academy in Fort Von Strahd is opening soon. So if you are interested in attending the academy, that I think that it could be really good for you. But you don't have to."
Interesting, mother. I'm interested.
What's that?
I'm interested, mother.
You are interested. I thought you would be. Okay. I will see to it that you become enrolled. And you see like a person approaching, like a little messenger person, and he comes up to the herb hut and he's like, "Cope and Kieran, there will be a feast to commemorate and honor Bloom's successful attempt at the trials tonight at the temple." "Oh, that sounds great. We'll be there." And so the person departs, and so then your mother's like, "Okay, so yeah, after tonight, I will go and ensure that you're enrolled in the school, and we can prepare for your travels." It's not too far, though. It's just up north right here. So you'll always still be close enough for us to visit and to come see us. Well,
Will visit you every week, mother.
great. I'll also come visit the school sometimes when I have a chance. So, let's all shut down our herb hut. We were on a break anyway, so we can close up shop and get ready for the feast tonight. Bloom, if you want to go and tell other people about your successful trial, then you are welcome to. Or if you want to help us shut down the herb hut, we can always use an extra hand. But you don't have to. It's up to you.
I would, but I have to tell Dad first.
True. Oh, I thought you would have told him already because he is at the temple. Okay, but yeah, go tell him. Go tell him.
Yeah, spread the word of the gospel. Go, my prophet. Spread the word.
Do you know what Slugopis is? No, I've never heard of Slugopis. What is Slugopis? Let me see. Slugopis is it doesn't nothing come up. No, I googled it, but nothing came up with it. So you're gonna have to tell me what that is. Anyways, so I'm assuming you head back to the temple.
Yes.
Okay. So at the temple, you go back in. I'm assuming you also go to the room on the left, the instructor's room.
Yes.
Okay, so you go in there, and you see your father, and he's instructing some of the other students, some of your peers that you will recognize. So you see your peers, and some of them, I'll tell you some of their names. There's Tina, Darius, Emilia, Genevieve, Orion, Patricia, Colm, and Enid. and they're all like learning how to. They're practicing their magic, basically. They're practicing their understanding of the temple. They're learning about Oron, so they're just kind of like generalizing their education there. So you enter the room. Let's see if. Oh, okay, yeah. So your father definitely notices that you enter the room. He turns around and says, "Oh, Bloom, hey, how did it go?"
Yes.
I'm guessing you succeeded.
Yes.
Let's go. And he like gives you a hug, picks you up, and like spins you around. He's like, "I'm so proud of you."
Alexa,
He
set
hugged
alarm
him
for
too.
7 p.m.
Alexa, do what?
I had to set an alarm.
Oh.
I have another campaign today.
Oh, okay. I was like, huh? All right. What did you say, Bloom?
I hug him too.
Oh, okay. So he's like, yeah, I heard that there's gonna be a feast in the lounge in the back of the temple today. So I figured you succeeded.
So I know you said I hug him too, but in the back of my head, I thought you said I hack him in two, and I'm like, he just wanted a hug. And chop him in half? Come on. You have to mind me, I'm still recovering from being sleepy. I worked a 3 a.m. shift today, so I gotta go back in tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning.
So your father is going to tell the other students, he's like, okay, everyone, we'll dismiss early today, and you can all prepare yourselves for the feast tonight. And everyone's like, yay, and everyone's like, okay, well, they're all happy that they get an early day today. Some of them come up to you and they shake your hand and they're like, congratulations. Like they're like all like, good job, you did it. Like, they're kind of giving you like that honor for your accomplishment.
So there's always that one person in the corner who goes, as if.
So do you want to go anywhere else before the feast, or do you want to go straight to the feast?
I think I'm going straight to the feast.
Okay. So you kind of just hang out at the temple as with your father, and you hang out there. Your mother shows up a little short while later, so you're hanging out with your family and with some of your peers at the temple while the people are preparing the feast. And as the day goes on and it goes into the nighttime, the feast begins. You see pretty much everyone in the entire village is here at the feast to commemorate your accomplishment, and they are bringing out some of the top tier food. In fact, they have a fish that is a rare kind of fish from the lake. It's called a golden pike. And this is the kind of fish that is usually only cooked for like festivals or for like really rare occasions. And so they're preparing this golden pike fish as the main course of the feast today. Some of the sides and the other main course that you can also find, you can actually see pizza is here. Like they actually have pizza. So they have the, what's it called? Okay, they have pizza, they have fish, they have sushi, they have desserts. Will also include ice cream and boggy berry pie and all kinds of different various kinds of foods that you'll see here. So you guys all eat and have a good time. And is there anyone in particular that you would want to talk to before, like during the feast, or are you just gonna stay with your family?
I'm going to stay with my family. And I have a little question.
Okay.
In this feast, are there pierogis there?
Who's there?
Traditional pierogis, traditional Polish meal.
Oh, how do you spell it?
I'm going to write you in general.
Okay, yeah, show me in general chat. Okay, let me look this up. Oh, it's like a dumpling?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a dumpling filled with cheesy, creamy... I mean, yeah, they could make that. They could make that. They have the ingredients for that, so I'll say yes, they can have that. And they make it just for you since it's your occasion. Now, normally they don't have this food, but because this is the kind of food that you do like, then they can make it specially for you. But because they do have the ingredients for it. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know what it is, I'll bring it up on the screen. So this is what we're talking about here.
I feel like as a character,
Smoking
my character,
yummy.
and while I reference chat, Bloom, right? I
Yes.
do not think they're gonna get along.
Maybe. You never know.
I don't know.
Well, okay,
You will
let me
never
put
know.
it like this. What is their alignment? They have religion, right?
Yeah, and everyone's moral alignment is either lawful good, neutral good, and very, very, very specific characters are allowed to have chaotic good. But
Right.
90% of the party is going to be lawful and neutral good for their alignment.
Yeah, this is fine, right? But they're linked to a religion, right?
Yeah, they do have a celestial that they follow after.
And what do you think Celestials dislike?
Vegetables.
Chaos.
No, I'm just kidding.
You know, that invisible thing that follows my character around that nobody knows about.
Yeah,
Spirits go.
we'll get to that later. We'll get to that
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
The voices in the head.
later. The voices in my
Been
head.
telling me to pray, spinning like a carousel, circling the
Alright,
drain.
so Bloom, you're staying with your family and you're going about. People throughout the day or throughout the feast are coming up to you, congratulating you. Some of them are giving you gifts on occasion. People also heard that you're planning on going to the academy, so some people are going to give you some parting gifts, and they're like half of it is parting gifts and half of it is like congratulations gifts, so it's kind of like they're giving you gifts for two reasons. So you will get a jar of honey. So you have some honey.
Mystery Muscatel, we can use it for later. You can make mead with this.
The description is honey. Like, I mean, how else can you describe honey? Like, it's just honey. So
It's a nice liquidy, sticky sensation. It's created by bumblebees because why not?
yeah. You also
You don't
are
know what
getting.
mead is, do you?
They're also gonna give you. Okay, wait. Where is it?
Coco, you know what wine is, right?
Yeah.
Mead is just wine made with honey instead of fruit.
True.
Yeah.
So. Happy nom noises. Okay, so some of them are going to give you clothing, and it's like really nice fabrics, and some of the people are just like really happy for you. So you're going to have like clothes and foods and interesting things. Oh, wrong tab. There's also going to be some tea, but like tea bags, like little pre-made packets of tea, and you're gonna have 4 of them, because 4 people are gonna give you one. Okay, so you can make yourself river leaf tea. And yeah, so those are the gifts. Like most of it is just clothes, though. So the clothing that you'll see is made from different materials. So there's one material that's called aqua silk, which is a grass, like a really long blade of grass, like a thin long blade of grass that looks like a ribbon. That's like it looks kind of like seaweed, but it's much thinner and not as slimy. And so that is a type of material that people will weave into clothing materials. Like they'll like you know how if you pick apart a blade of grass, you can kind of get like a string out of it. So that's kind of like what they do. They take the strings of the fibers of this aqua silk and they weave it into clothing. Then there's wave lace, which is another plant that is like much stringier, and it's already in that like stringy material. So they just take that and just straight up weave it into cloth. But there's also cotton, so some of them are made from cotton, and then there's also some that are made from sedia silk, which is like spider silk. So you have different kinds of clothing that you're given, and everyone has a good time for the rest of the night. The feast finishes and everyone goes home. Are you gonna go home, or do you want to visit another place before you go to sleep?
I'm going home.
Okay, so you go home with your family, everybody goes to sleep, and the next day arises. Your mother comes into your room and she knocks on your door gently to wake you up.
I like in this half asleep state, I say 5 more minutes.
She's gonna be like, Bloom, it's time to get up. You gotta get ready to go.
She like gets up and gets dressed, and what can she do?
As you're getting dressed, you can smell bacon.
Oh, you can't say
Really
that
bacon.
word in front of me. You said the magic word.
So you can smell
You want
bacon.
listen, Coco, you want to get me to do anything, you offer me bacon, okay?
True, bacon is so good. Alright, so Bloom, you smell the smell of bacon and eggs and toast. So, when you exit your room after getting dressed, you enter the kitchen and you see a full breakfast prepared. You know, it's got some bacon, it's got eggs, it's got toast, it's got like juice. It's like it's a boggy berry juice. And you have a nice breakfast, you eat, and your mother debriefs you about how this is gonna go. There's a carriage waiting for you by the tavern. So whenever you're ready to leave the village, there's a carriage ready to take you to Fort Fonstraw to take you to the academy. But that you can go around the village and say goodbye to everyone, or you can just go if you want to go. Like whenever you're ready to go. And she also makes a note, like, don't let the carriage wait too long, because it'd be kind of rude to like keep them waiting for a long period of time. But you have time to like go and talk to other people before you leave if you want to. So you finish your breakfast and you exit the building.
Nah, they can go away. I'm leaving.
So Bloom, where would you like to go?
I think I'm going to this carrot that is waiting near the tavern. But first, I hug my parents. Like a really long hug.
Okay. So they also hug you and they tell you how proud of you they are, and they kind of like say that they're going to visit you in a week. So, you're not going to miss them too much.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're going straight to the tavern to go straight to the carriage?
Yes.
Okay. So you head to the tavern. You see the carriage waiting for you. There's like a nicely dressed uniformed guard that is like, oh, Bloom, we've been waiting for you. Whenever you're ready, enter the carriage and we'll take you to Fort Von Strahd.
She enters.
And with that, the horses, well, they're not horses, so pulling the carriage is a creature called a Cervus, which is Cervus, and they're pretty much like a horse-sized deer with large antlers, and they look a little bit more elegant. So, so the Cervus are pulling the carriage, and they take you to Fort Von Strahd, and that is where your session 0 will end. You are now arriving at Fort Von Strahd to attend the academy. Yay!
Oh.
Damn, go.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
Yay!
Beautiful. I loved it.
I mean, to be honest, Nemo, see you in a week. I mean, there is the weekend. There's the holidays. There's time to have off.
I don't know. I played enough D&D. I know what that means.
I played enough D&D to know foreshadowing exists.
It's okay. You'll we'll not foreshadowing anything. I know what you're talking about.
I didn't like that tone.
Yeah. There's suspicious to me.
You agree with me now, right? You see it? You feel it?
No, I see it now. It's
Well, that was Bloom's session 0. We are going to close the stream here, and I'm going to say thank you to everybody who stopped by, watched, participated in the chat, liked the video. That's really cool of you guys. Yeah.
Hope to see y'all around. I know it's not my show, but
all we can
I
say
went
is never
silent for a
trust-
second. I can't not exist for a minute.
True.
Oh no, definitely not. All we can say is never trust a priest.